Let's start in child's pose. Knees together or apart. Walk your hands forward. Stretch out. Forehead to the floor. Take some deep breaths into your abdomen. Walk hands to the left. Grab the right wrist. Pull back. Stretch the right side. And walk hands over to the right. Grab your left wrist. Pull back through the left hip. And walk hands back to center. Come up to all fours. Let's do some cat-cow, stretching out the spine. And stop in the middle. We're going to pivot the right foot behind you, send the left leg out to the side, and left arm stretching overhead, bicep by your ear. Let's lift the left leg, reach back and grab your left ankle. We're going to do a back bend here, kicking your ankle into your hand. Reaching your toes towards the top of your head. And then release back to our side stretch. And from here, we're going to sit down with the right leg and left leg out. And then reach the right arm over. So big side stretch here. Flex your left toes to the ceiling. And then baby wild thing, right hand comes to the floor behind you. Lift your hips and reach your left arm back. Stretching open the front. Hips down. Let's come back into our side stretch. And back to all fours. Other side, so pivot the left foot behind you. Right leg comes out to the side. Reach your right arm overhead. Big stretch. Lift the right leg, reach back, grab your right ankle. Come into your back bend, kicking your foot into your hand, stretching that right shoulder back. And release, we'll come to seated with that left leg in, right leg out. And big side stretch. Reach the left arm up and over. And then coming into our baby wild thing, set your left hand on the floor behind you. Lift your hips and reach back with the right arm. And we're going to come out, hips down, come back into our side stretch. And back to tabletop. Step your right foot forward. Let's bring our legs into 90-degree angles. Coming up, squeeze the glutes, hips are nice and square. Lift your arms, stomach in, reach through the back of the top of the head. Let's curl the back toes under. Press into your feet, lift until you're hovering that back knee off the floor. And slowly bring the back knee back down. Let's twist over to the right, bringing your arms parallel to the floor. Arms out wide. Just keep squeezing the glutes to keep your hips square to the front. And then bring arms back up, face forward. Bring your hands down to the mat. Let's step the right foot back and left foot forward. Again, 90-degree angles with your legs. Lift your upper body. Stretch your arms up. Pull the abdomen in. Lengthen your spine. Let's curl the back toes under. Press into the feet. Hover that back knee off the floor a few inches. Slowly bring the back knee back down. Let's twist to the left. Arms come out wide. Face front, arms up. Hands down. Bring your left knee back. Tabletop. Curl your toes under. Hover both knees off the floor, keeping your abdomen pulling in towards your spine. Press into your fingers and knuckles. Lower your knees. Step the right foot farther forward so we can sink down into the left hip. Low lunge. Walk the hands over to the left. Pull the left foot in. Getting a quad, more of a quad stretch here. And release. Frame the front foot. Step the right foot back, left foot forward, sink down into the right hip. Walk hands over to the right. Let's bend the right knee, grab the right foot, pull that foot in. Release. Frame the front foot, step the left foot back. And we're going to come back into our 90-degree angle stance. So right foot comes forward again. Lift up. Stable hips. Stretch your arms to the ceiling. Pull the belly in. Make sure your rib cage is not flaring out. You want the bottom of the rib cage to pull in. Let's curl the back toes under. Press into the feet. Squeeze the glutes. Lift, hover. Slowly come down. Twist to your right. Face front, arms up. Hands down, switch the legs. 90-degree angles. Lift up. Again, knitting the bottom of the ribs in, stomach in, spine long. Roll the back toes under. Lift up, hover, couple inches. Slowly lower down and twist to the left. Face front, arms up, hands down, tabletop. Curl the toes under, pull the belly in, lift the knees off the floor a couple inches. And lower down. All right, this time step the right foot forward a little farther, setting up for a high lunge. So curl the toes under, lift the back knee. Lift your upper body up, reach the arms up. So again, try to keep your belly pulling in, your rib cage pulling in at the bottom. Nice deep bend in the front knee, maybe a little bend in the back knee, so that you can keep your lower back from swaying too much. Warrior two, bring your back foot at a 45-degree angle, arms parallel to the floor, nice deep bend in the front knee. And then bring your hands to your hips. We're going to try something here. Notice how your hip bones are pointing out at a 45-degree angle here. So try to point your hips towards the side of the mat. And that's going to bring this front knee in, which we don't want. So with your hips still pointing to the side of the mat, try to open that front knee out to the front of the mat so it is facing the same direction as your toes. And feel how that opens up your hips in here. So that's just so you can feel that spreading motion that's happening. Feel the tension that you should be feeling here in the hip opening. So it's okay if your hips are pointing off a little diagonal. You can practice bringing the hips to face the side of the mat and then really trying to open that right knee back to its proper position. Arms out, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then stretch the fingers away. Straighten your front leg. Let's reverse. Reach, stretch through your right fingertips. Feel that stretch all through the right side of your body. Come back up, arms parallel to the floor. Let's walk the back foot in a little bit. We're going to shift the hips back and bring the right hand to the right shin. Stomach in. Again, make sure your butt's not sticking out. Throw the tailbone down and then reach left fingertips towards the ceiling. And now let's reach the left arm overhead so bicep is next to the ear. And then let's look to the floor, bend the front knee, and turn to face the floor for our low lunge. Set the back knee down. Step the right foot back and switch legs. Left foot forward. Let's lift the back knee. And come up into your high lunge. So again, stomach in. No flare in the ribs. Nice deep bend in the front leg. Let's come into warrior two. So let's try this again, hands to the hips. So your knee is pointing straight ahead. Your hips going diagonal. Let's turn the hips to face the side of the mat. Notice that your knee has probably come in. Let's now, trying to keep the hips facing the side, push that knee back to straight so that it's pointing over the same direction as your toes. Feel how that's opening up the hips here. Sink even deeper. And let's bring the arms in, squeeze shoulder blades together, stretch your fingers apart. Press into your feet. And let's straighten the front leg. Reverse. Reach through the left fingers. Back up. Let's scooch the right foot in a little bit. Tilt the hips back, but make sure your butt's not sticking out. Keep your tailbone pointing down. And come into our triangle. Light touch on the shin, and then a big stretch to the ceiling. Keep pulling the abdomen, low abdomen in. And now let's bring the right arm over, reaching bicep by the ear. Look to the floor, bend the front knee, face the floor, back knee down. And come back to all fours. Walk your hands forward. Melt your chest to the floor. Pressing your palms into the floor. And really finding a bend in the upper back. And slowly walk the hands back to all fours. Let's come into a squat. Let the lower back release to the floor. Back to all fours. And let's do this sequence again. So step your right foot forward, roll the back toes under, lift your knee, come up into high lunge. Try to keep the right knee over the ankle. Stomach in, spine long. Warrior two. So knee front faces forward, hands to hips. Bring the hips to face the side of the mat and then open that knee back out to the front. Add the arms. Press into your feet. Stomach in. Okay, straighten your front leg and reverse back. Come back up and walk that back foot in a little bit. Let's tilt the hips back, triangle. And then reach your left arm overhead, using that core strength to keep your spine long. Turn to face the floor, bend the front knee, face the mat, step back into plank. And then step the left foot forward. And we'll set up for our high lunge, lift. Warrior two. Hands to hips. Bring your hips to face the side of the mat and then open the left knee back up. Pull your lower abdomen in, add your arms. Press into your feet. Lengthen your spine. Straighten the front leg and reverse. Back up. Walk that back foot in a little. Hips back. Triangle. Bend the right arm overhead. Look down, bend the front leg, face the mat, step back, plank. And come down to the knees, sit on your heels. We'll do some seated cat-cows with arms. So bring the forearms together as you round your back. And then cactus arms as you bring your chest forward. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, open up. Continue with your breath. And stop in the middle. Let's come up on our knees for camel. So you want hip width between your knees and your feet. Bring your hands to the back of your hips. Fingers inside, thumbs outside. Shoulders down, squeeze your elbows together behind your back. Lengthen up out of your waist and drop your head back. And maybe this is as far as you go today, that's totally fine. Listen to your body. If you want to go farther today, start to bring your upper body back. Maybe you can start to see the wall behind you. If that still feels comfortable, you can bring your hands to your heels Fingers inside, thumbs outside. Keep your hips back over the knees. Keep pressing your hips forward. Keep lifting your chest up. Don't crunch your back. You're all the way down, bring your hands to your hips and then press up. Sit down. Keep your eyes focused one point in front of you. And breathe. Noticing your heartbeat. Maybe trying to breathe in time to your heartbeat. Do that again. So come stand up on your knees. Hip width between your knees and between your feet. Bring your hands to the back of your hips. Shoulders down, squeeze your elbows together. Reach your tailbone down as you lengthen up out of your waist and then head back. Inhale, lift your chest up, upper body back. Keep your glutes engaged. Maybe grab your heels. If you're all the way down, put your hands on your hips. Slowly come back up. Sit down. And again, pick one spot for your eyes. And breathe along with your heartbeat. Let's do the counter posture for this one, rabbit. So you're going to be curling in with your chin to your chest with the thought of bringing your forehead to your knees and the top of your head to the floor. So you can start curling around, rounding your back. As you lift your hips, grab your heels from the outside. Keep your abdomen pulling up towards the ceiling. Use that grip on your heels to find some traction in your spine. Keep lifting your hips farther up. And now slowly lower the hips back to your heels as you round your vertebrae up one vertebra at a time. Let's do shoulders up to ears, tight, 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 tight. And exhale, shoulders down. One more time. Shoulders up, tight, tight, tight. Take a breath and then slowly exhale. Relax, shoulders down. One more time. Rabbit pose. So long spine and then chin to chest, round forward. Forehead to knees, top of your head to the floor. Lift your hips and grab your heels. Lift your belly up to your spine. And slowly round back up. Let's extend the right arm, left ear to left shoulder. Roll the chin to the chest, head up. And now right arm in, left arm out. Right ear to right shoulder. And roll the chin to the chest. Head up. Let's come back into a squat. From here, let's press into the feet to stand, lift the arms. Slowly come back into the squat. Again, press into the feet, stand. And slowly come back down. One more time, lift up. Bring the feet in hip width apart, or actually toes together. Palms together at the center of your chest. Let's just come into a tree pose here, bringing your sole of your foot to the inside of the calf. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Shoulders down, spine long. Press into the whole bottom of your foot. Make sure that standing leg is engaged, your quad is engaged. Now let's bring the right knee lifting up in front of you. Flex your toes to the ceiling. And let's bring the arms up. And feet together, palms back to the center of your chest. Other side, let's bring the inside of the left foot to the inside of the right calf. Squeeze your legs into each other. Spread that foot wide as you press down into the foot, lift through the crown of your head. Make sure your breathing is relaxed, even though your muscles are working. And now let's bring the left knee up in front of you. Flex your toes to the ceiling. Extend your arms. Make sure your lower belly is still pulling in. Feet together, palms together at the center of your chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And let's dangle here. If you'd like, you can wrap your arms around your knees, grab your elbows behind your knees. And let's bend at the knees, sit down. So let's keep the legs out in front and very engaged. So contract your quads and we're going to roll back down onto our backs. Arms forward. Slowly, slowly as you can. One vertebra to the mat at a time, all the way down to the mat. And then let's bring the right knee in, pull that right knee in, extend that left leg out. Hopefully feel a little stretch on the top of the left thigh, on the hip. And then let's take that right knee and guide it over to your left. Right arm can come out to the right. Untwist. Switch legs, left leg long, pull your right knee in. Sorry, right leg long, left knee in. Squeeze that left leg in, stretch through your right leg. Feel that stretch on top of the right hip. And then let's guide the left knee over to the right. Twist, hug your knees in. Forehead to knees. Bridge pose. Knees bent up. Feet hip width apart. Lift your hips, reach your tailbone forward. Scoot your shoulder blades underneath. Press into your big toes. Slowly lower down. And we're going to come into Savasana. Legs long, arms long. Let your whole body melt into the mat. Let your brain melt into the mat. Let your breathing be natural. Find this wonder, come back to your body. Notice your abdomen rise and fall. Start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. If you'd like, bring your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then either turn onto your side and push up from there or roll on your spine back to seated.